You ever move to the middle of nowhere just to keep the peace and end up starting a war before your coffee even cools? Yeah, that happened. I didn't pick this fight, didn't even want it. All I wanted was a little quiet on my 6 acres of desert dirt, just a few years to breathe deep, work on my old cars, maybe watch my daughter grow up where you can see the stars. But the HOA across the street, Desert Palms Estates, well, they had other plans. By the time I hit my 90-day mark, the local police were saying hi to me by name 17 times. 17 visits. And every single call. Same voice, same fake concern, same woman, like she was running a little HOA fantasy league, and I was her top draft pick. Now, here's the trick about spending a career in federal investigations. You don't shout, you don't threaten, and you sure as hell don't flinch. You wait. You gather proof. You let people tie their own noose, then you step back and watch them trip over the knot. So that's what I did. I waited just long enough for this woman to give me everything I'd need. Name's Nick Sanders, 42 years old, spent 15 years crawling through the muck of property scams, land fraud, all the accidental signatures missing on million-dollar deals. Hell, I've seen HOA presidents try to seize a neighbor's barbecue pit because the smoke was lowering community morale. After a while, you start thinking maybe the whole world's allergic to common sense. Didn't quit the job because I couldn't hack it, quit because I couldn't handle the politics. So I cashed out, grabbed my wife Jess and our 12-year-old Maddie, and pointed the truck west. Found a spot of desert quiet outside Desert Palms. 6 acres. No HOA. No neighbors with clipboards. No drama. That's what I thought. Let me tell you, the kind of quiet you get out there, wind whispering through mesquite, the quail hopping over gravel, stars so thick you swear someone sprinkled glitter across the sky. The house was perfect. Thick adobe, terracotta roof, porch that wrapped the whole way around, and a garage just waiting for a classic car project. Best of all, I triple-checked I was outside the HOA's reach. My land, my rules, my life. Signed the deed, double-checked the maps. No accidental annexation was going to sneak up on me. For a week, I figured I'd finally outrun all the nonsense. But peace, well, it's fragile, slips out the back door when you're not looking. 7th day, I stroll out to check the mail and spot an envelope shoved under my gate. No stamp, just a cheap printed label. Notice of mandatory HOA integration. I snorted, right there in the sun, because come on. Opened it. And the laugh died with every sentence I read. Bylaws, parcel IDs, contiguously relevant, which, by the way, isn't even a legal term. It's just something you say when you want to sound smart to people who don't know better. Said I owed $4,000, had 10 days to sign up, or they'd take legal action. I stared at the desert, thinking, lady, you picked the wrong neighbor. Just came out, coffee in hand, took one look at my face. You look like you swallowed a cactus. I showed her the letter. She blinked, shook her head. Are they serious? Oh, they were serious all right. But not half as serious as me. Because if there's one thing I know, it's property law. Their letter was all smoke, no fire. I spent the afternoon pulling out records, deed, title, county maps, highlighted everything. Drafted a response sharp enough to cut steel, basically a legal seminar in a manila envelope. Told them, my property isn't, never was, never will be under your thumb. Mail went to the HOA, county land office, city planning. Jess kissed me and said, "They're done." And for a second, I believed her. Then I met Karen Peterson. First came the police. First of 17. Then came the real nonsense. Cameras, sabotage, fire, a night everything snapped in two. Back then, I still believed I'd move for peace. Didn't realize I'd move for war. Now, I've dealt with every property scam under the sun. Fake deeds, ghost parcels, HOA presidents so crooked they could hide behind a corkscrew. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for the stupidity stuffed inside that Desert Palms notice. Didn't just mail my response. No, I taped it to their community bulletin board, right under, "Welcome new members." Folks looked at me like I was vandalizing the Constitution. I just shrugged. Public notice. Nothing illegal. Got in my truck, drove home under the Arizona moon. Just laughed when I told her, Karen's gonna have a fun morning. Next day, quiet. Too quiet. Walk outside, coffee in hand, old instincts humming. That's when I spot footprints, light and careful, cutting right past the no trespassing sign. I follow him, and there she is, mid-50s, posture stiff as a fence post, clutching a clipboard like it's a badge, sunglasses glinting in the sun. She isn't looking at my house. She's mapping the ridge at the back of my property, taking notes, drawing lines, measuring something. I walk up, you're about 50 yards past the sign. Want to tell me why you're on my land before I call the sheriff? She doesn't flinch. Just says, Karen Peterson, president of the Desert Palms Estates HOA. I wanted to make sure you got our welcome packet. I tell her I posted my reply on her bulletin board last night. That hits her like a dart. We expect cooperation from all adjacent properties, she says. This isn't adjacent. It's private, and you're trespassing. She sniffs, calls it a strong word. It's the legal one. She tosses a threat. Last owners resisted too. They left within a month. Well, I'm not them. She stalks off. Jess, packing Maddie's lunch, here's the whole story. She was deeper in than the workshop. That's not neighborly. No, it's not. It's someone planning something. 2 quiet days. Then, right as I'm wrenched deep in a GTO, tires crunch the gravel. 2 police cruisers. Lights, no siren. Sir, please step outside. I wipe my hands, walk out. Years in federal work teach you how to stand your ground without looking scared. Officers, this is my property. How can I help? Turns out, Karen reported me for squatting, claimed the rail owner moved out months ago. I can't help laughing. Let me guess, blonde hair, sunglasses at sunrise, clipboard. They grin. I show deeds, maps, the works. Officer Riley, good guy, sharp, checks everything. Everything checks out. Sorry about this, sir. Yeah, next time she calls, save yourself the drive. I even show them footage of Karen trespassing the day before. As I'm walking them out, there she is again. Karen, arms folded, flanked by her HOA disciples in pastel polos, glaring like she's posing for a villain calendar. Riley and his partner see her too. This isn't over, Mr. Sanders, she calls. Compliance is inevitable. What's inevitable? I tell her, is you learning where your jurisdiction ends, and it ends at the road. Her minion tries to argue. Karen snaps at him. Riley gives me a nod, says call if anything else happens. Oh, he'd be back. Karen wasn't the retreating type. First week, it's almost funny. By week 3, it's routine. Every couple of days, a new complaint. Illegal construction, showed him my permits. Noise violation, middle of the day, just wind and birds. Weapon threat, I held up my ratchet. This is a ranch, officer. One laughed, the other pretended not to. Karen standing across the road, arms crossed, lips curled. Riley comes by again, now just tired. Mr. Sanders, what am I accused of today? Destroying HOA morale, I say. Suspicious adult, male behind the workshop, he reads. Jess steps out. That'd be my husband. Even Riley's losing patience. Someone's abusing the emergency line, he says, nodding at Karen. Calls get more ridiculous. Illegal trench, burning smell, unlicensed animals. We don't even have animals. Then comes the worst call. A Wednesday, hot and still. Jess gardening, Maddie tossing the ball for the dog. Cruiser screeches up. Riley looking grim. Report of child endangerment. My heart stops. Caller says your daughter's unsupervised around dangerous chemicals. I'm holding an irrigation hose. Jess about tears his head off. What chemicals? They search, find nothing. Riley's face is stone. He knows this isn't just a false report. It's malicious. He doesn't say who called, but his eyes cut right to Karen standing by the HOA entrance, cold as a lizard. Jess whispers. She used our daughter, Nick. She dragged Maddie into this. That's when it got personal. Riley tells me, document everything. Every shadow she casts. I have cameras everywhere, I tell him. Good. Because nobody weaponizes child services unless they're desperate. That night, I sat in Maddie's doorway, watching her sleep, and realized this wasn't about bylaws or boundary lines anymore. It was about my family. And I was done letting Karen write the story. Time to take the pen back. Started digging through the HOA packet. Buried in the back, a little pastel map with a future access path cutting right up to my ridge. The same ridge Karen was so interested in. Scanned the QR code, poked around their website, found a hidden memo of understanding between Desert Palms HOA and Green Vista Developments, a company that builds golf courses. The contract said HOA had to secure an access easement by June 30th. It's June 7th. At the bottom, a deposit, $42,000, paid straight to Karen Peterson. Not the HOA. Karen. She was desperate because she had to deliver my land, or cough up a lot of money. Told Jess. She saw it clear. Karen was trying to make me look dangerous, get the county to step in, so she could save the community by selling me out. Time to trap her with her own playbook. I made a folder, Karen intent, motive, pattern. Filled it with every shred of evidence, every police call, every pattern. I wasn't just documenting harassment. I was building a case. A real one. Soon enough, the county's at my gate. Environmental inspector, fire inspector, noise control. 7 inspections in 6 hours, all from anonymous tips. Jess just shook her head. She's trying to break us. No, I told her. She's out of time. That afternoon, Karen shows up with her pastel army, declares a community safety inspection. I tell her to pound sand. Gus Map confirms I'm 54 feet outside her boundary. She tries to bluster. This isn't over. No, it's not. June 30th is coming fast. Her eyes widen just a flash. She's rattled. That night, my cameras go down, 3 at once. Not a glitch, a jammer. I keep a secret trail cam, battery-powered. 2 guys roll up, dump barrels near my fence. I got the whole thing, faces, truck time. Jess asks, "You got something?" Oh yeah. Now we stop playing defense. Next morning, the barrels are gone, no trace, no evidence. I know better. And right on cue, an environmental inspector rolls up. Report of hazardous waste. I smile, invite him in. He finds nothing. Even checks the burn pit. Nothing. Gives me his card. Tells me to call if it happens again. I watch Karen slink away, her plan busted. Then night hits hard. Workshop alarm screams. Flames licking up the dry brush. I hose it down, find a half-melted glove. Same brand the HOA golf cart kid uses. A dirt bike rattles away in the dark. Aaron Peterson, Karen's nephew. Got him on thermal cam. Glove, bike, everything. She's escalated to arson. If that fire reached my workshop, well, I might not be here telling the story. But I was ready. Dropped the evidence in a lockbox and waited. By sunrise, Riley's at my door. Another anonymous complaint. I tell him, Karen waited 7 hours to call this in. He knows something's off. Next chapter gets uglier, he warns me. He's right. That afternoon, Jess gets an email from her job, accused of falsifying records, embezzlement, all from a PDF cooked up by Karen's little lapdog Dave. Jess is sobbing. I tell her we'll fix it. But Karen's not just after me anymore. She's coming for everyone I care about. So I set my own trap. Made my workshop look like a jackpot. Folders labeled Evidence K. Peterson corruption. Set up cameras, left the door cracked. Waited in the dark. Dave sneaks in, clumsy, sweating. Finds the folder, panics when he hits the fake note. Smile. Dave, you're on candid camera. I step out. Evening, Dave. He nearly faints. Karen said you stole documents. She said if I didn't help, she'd blame everything on me. I tell him, you're helping her keep her scam alive, and you're the fall guy. He's shaking. What do I do? Tell the truth. And I let him go, folder in hand, right into Karen's arms. That night, I package all the evidence, videos, documents, bank slips, everything. Send it to the DA, environmental crimes, sheriff, the works. Get a reply in less than a minute. Units mobilizing at first light. And I sit on the porch, watching the sky turn purple, coffee in hand, as the black SUVs roll into the HOA lot. Officer Riley leads the charge, warrant in hand. Karen tries to bluff, calls it a mistake, tries to blame everyone else. Riley reads out the charges, fraud, dumping, arson RICO. Cuffs go on, and for the first time, Karen looks small. As she's led away, she locks eyes with me, waiting for me to gloat. I just tip my mug and walk back inside. Indifference, the most violent insult possible. By 7:38, Karen's in a cruiser, tears on her cheeks, sunglasses hanging off one ear. The HOA collapses in a day, boxes, computers, everything carted out. Riley gives me a nod before he leaves. The street finally goes quiet. But you know what? That kind of story can't just end in silence. So, I built something. A steel post at my gate, giant QR code, leads to a public archive with every bit of evidence open for all to see. Neighbors came by, scanned it. Left notes. Thanks, relief, closure. Just got her job back. Maddie won a science fair ribbon for her security project. As for Karen, last I heard, she pled out. 14 years, no clipboard privileges. One night, Maddie asked, "Dad, why the QR thing? Isn't it over?" I put my arm around her. It's over for us. But not everyone has cameras, or stubbornness, or a voice. Sometimes the best way to beat bullies is to show everyone their playbook. Porch lights came on, desert cooled, and I finally felt it, real peace. The kind you earn, the kind you defend, the kind you keep. So, you tell me, when is enough enough? When do you fight back? Drop your thoughts below. And hey, if you've got a story, share it. Justice only happens when folks stand up and shine a light.